More and more, you hear people talking about the link between diet and cancer.
I actually do feel that there are certain foods that we could eat that actually could either stave off cancer or maybe even help us recover if we already have had cancer.
The American Cancer Society agrees and suggests we choose most of our foods from plant sources while keeping high-fat animal foods to a minimum. Experts also recommend increasing our intake of antioxidants, substances that may protect our cells from the damage caused by unstable molecules known as free radicals.
Antioxidants are kind of like powerhouses that help to fight disease, and they actually can be protective and help preserve your body.
But which foods are best? The answer lies in choosing a colorful menu.
Think of yourself as being an artist and you want to paint a very colorful picture. Look at the deep purple of blueberries, the red of strawberries, the orange of sweet potatoes, the deep green of spinach.
Variety is not only the spice of life, it's also the key to a strong anti-cancer diet.
You have a much greater chance of having a variety of nutrients in your diet and these powerful antioxidants that actually could be cancer fighting.
And what about alcohol?
There are a lot of antioxidants in wine itself. If you don't drink at all, then I don't know that it's necessarily something that you should add to your diet.
Of course, a good diet is not the only important part of a healthy lifestyle.
It's so important to exercise and to watch your weight. Balance, variety, moderation, those are the key factors when it comes to cancer prevention.
So create a colorful work of art in your grocery cart. It could help keep you healthy.
Example of low carb diets would be the Atkins diet, the Zone diet, the South Beach diet, which is modified low carb. They cut out fruit, bread, rice, potatoes, pasta, baked goods, sweets, alcohol, all the good stuff. Typically, they would eat few or no carbs, less than 20% of total calories, without restricting the amount of fat or protein. So a Cobb salad would be good. That's a main dish garden salad made with chopped salad greens, head lettuce, watercress, chicory, romaine, tomato, crisp bacon, boiled or roasted chicken breast, hard-boiled eggs, avocado, chives, red wine vinaigrette, and Roquefort cheese. The Atkins diet seems to go in and out for a while there. There were lawsuits and people were dying from the Atkins diet, and then all of a sudden, 20 years later, it's still here. South Beach diet's been popular for a long time. So let's talk about carbohydrates. The simple carbohydrates would be raw cooked fruits, honey, juice, soft drinks, milk, glucose, fructose, lactose, maltose, sucrose. They would be quick sources of energy. So the simple carbohydrates, all those items would be source of quick energy. So if you need to go in a hurry, you would wolf down some honey, juice, soft drinks, milk. That'll give you quick energy. And then there are complex carbohydrates, which are long chains of glucose molecules which are bonded together. Because they're bonded together, they provide a steady source of energy as the body uses each of the molecules. So if you want a more steady over time energy, then you would eat complex carbohydrates. In other words, the simple are going to come and go in a hurry, and the complex is going to hang around and give you a more sustained energy source. Let's talk about energy generating foods. An example of a nutritionally appropriate dinner to serve a group of people who are about to take a 12-mile hike the next morning would be whole wheat pasta, Caesar salad, Italian bread, peach yogurt. So this would be, people in the military who are fixing to go, not necessarily a social hike, but they're going to make a major walk, hike, whatever you call it, the next day. That would be a good meal for them. That's because the pasta tends to be low in fat and high in carbohydrates. They contain two types of carbohydrates: starch, which supports energy, and fiber, which promotes healthy digestion. Fat is the most energy rich of the nutrients. Remember, we had 4 calories per gram of carbs and 4 calories per gram of protein, and fat was 9. Fat provides energy that a person would need to survive if they were in an emergency situation and you were unable to eat for several weeks, so it's going to last a long time. It's got twice as many calories. Protects the body from temperature extremes. Cushions the internal organs from physical shock. Vitamins A, D, E, and K are best absorbed with foods that are rich in fat. We have saturated fats, which are usually solid at room temperature. Most of them come from animal sources. Eating saturated fats increases your risk for heart disease. Polyunsaturated fats are liquid at room temperature, and they come from plants. Monounsaturated fats are liquid at room temperature. They come from plants. They balance cholesterol levels in the blood, which reduces the risk of heart disease. An example would be olive oil. Not on a test, but something you ought to know. Hydrogenated fats. These are polyunsaturated fats which have undergone a process called hydrogenation, hydrogen, So hydrogenation changes the fats from liquid to solid form and might produce trans fats or trans fatty acids, potentially harmful type of fat that's been linked to heart disease. So you want to make sure to avoid hydrogenated fats. So look on the labels and avoid hydrogenated fat. Preparing foods with fats and oils. Sautéing and stir-frying is done in small amounts of fat. Vegetable oil, peanut oil, and olive oil are commonly used. Pan frying is done in fat that's half the thickness of the food. That's how much fat to put in there, half the thickness of the food. Vegetable oil used alone or combined with butter is commonly used, which does not impart any flavor. It does not add any flavor if you use vegetable oil. And deep fat frying, which requires a large amount of fat, enough so that you can completely submerge whatever you're frying. The fat absorption can be decreased when you're doing this by cooking for as short a time as possible. Margarine was developed as a healthier alternative to butter till it was found that hydrogenation may create unhealthy trans fats, which can raise cholesterol. Sterile spreads like Promise are made from vegetable oil with added chemical compounds that occur naturally in plants. Margarine that lists liquid oil as the first ingredient would be the most healthy. Fish is usually low in saturated fat and cholesterol. Many types of fish, including salmon, trout, mackerel, herring, and sardines, contain omega-3 fatty acids. Most varieties of shellfish contain only 50 to 150 calories, 2 to 4 grams of total fat, less than a gram of saturated fat, and less than 100 milligrams of cholesterol per serving. In other words, good. To reduce the fat and calories in mashed potatoes prepared with milk and butter, you could substitute skim milk and low-fat margarine. The best cooking methods to use in order to reduce fat in the diet would include baking, broiling, and braising.